What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another day. I forgot what part we're on. Part 5 of Instagram clone, maybe part 6. I'm not sure, but I'm planning to wrap this up soon. We're gonna get through loads of things in the next day. The last episode will be of us styling this up. So obviously at the minute it's quite ugly. The buttons are terrible. Look at my eye, it's terrible. It's just not. It's not designed. Obviously these need to be icons. This needs to be styled out. Again, these ones obviously won't have things, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do something with the profile too if you guys want to see that. Again, the main thing... Oh, hello. I didn't know I was back. The main thing is to get... So the main thing is to get the home or the home sorted so you can see a feed and the post sorted. And then I should be looking down here, shouldn't I? and then once we've done that, we're going to style it all up to make sure it all looks good once we've got that, and then obviously add in icons and all that sort of thing. So without further ado, let's continue on. Let's take a picture. There we go, that's the picture we'll be using. I just don't like my face being on the screen for too long, you know. So we're back in our NodeSurfer, so inside surfer.js. We're just going to quickly change a few things. So I don't know if we added course last time. You can, I don't know, maybe we did. I think we did. But anyway, we're going to add some a limit file or parameter in here. And it's going to say 50 megabytes, and that's the limit on what we can upload. We're also going to do the same for our JSON. We're going to put in here and say we can only have a limit of 50 megabytes. And the reason for that is because it's actually default a lot smaller. I'm not sure what the default is, but you can't upload like a 3 megabyte file or anything like that. We need to be able to upload a bit more because, again, it's image based. You could probably lower this to about 20 megabytes, but 50 megabytes for now is fine. It's just so we don't run into any issues during the process of getting everything ready. So that should be done. So next up, we want to actually create the post route. So I don't know if I said, we're going to be creating the... so we're going to be taking a photo. We're going to get into this... Oh God, I'm just like, hey, what's up? We'll be taking a photo. That's a great photo. And then we're going to have an input here for our description. Then we're going to have an upload button where we can either upload or cancel. We're going to bring them both down here. And we'll hit upload and now upload it to our surfer. And we're going to save it straight. We're going to save this image not just to the surfer, but straight into our database. So we're not going to be storing an image anywhere. We're going to be storing the values in our database, which I was going to use Malta to store images on the actual surfer, but doing so, it's normally a security threat. You should never really store them anywhere too public. A database is probably the most secure place you can store your photos, and if you're able to do that, it saves up a lot of space on the surfer too, and your files don't get messy. It's just in the database. So maybe in the future, if you guys want to see a Malta tutorial again, I can do that, a file upload. We've already done file upload with Formidable before, so that's somewhere on here, which is another Node package manager. Node package, sorry. Anyway, so let's create a new route, and this route is going to be equal to post or posts? Post, because we've got user, I guess it should be post. Now, in there we want to create a couple of files. The first one being, we're going to create the model. So if you remember what we did for the user, oh, HS, Jesus, Haskell, JS, please, thank you. We're going to be creating the model, and in the model, we're basically going to be setting up how it should be stored in the MongoDB database. So we're going to require Mongoose, which is our CRM, ORM, operation. I can't remember the actual term. Everyone always corrects me in the terms anyway, so it means something, and it's to do with Mongo. No, it's a ORM, which basically means it handles the data, and it basically adds like a strict type to, so you can add strict types to your, how would you call it? You add strict types to your files, to your upload. So I'll explain as I go along. So let's create this. We're going to do something called schema. So it's something different to what we did in the user, the schema. Basically, we're just going to say it's equal to mongoose.schema, which means we can just use schema instead of writing mongoose schema out every time. Then we're also going to say object ID is equal to schema.object ID. And this basically just means that we can use object ID as an actual type. And we're going to say let post, actually we should say const post schema is equal to schema, because we don't have to write mongoose.schema now because we've set it up over here. And now we're going to say it's going to have a user ID. So every post will need a user has to upload a post, and for the user to upload a post, we need to get the ID, right? And this type is going to be equal to the object ID we created up here, which means that that is set to type, and then required is going to be equal to true because you need a user ID. A display name is basically a name we're going to get, which is equal to a string. And we're going to say required true because it is also required. Oh, sorry, this needs to be a boop, boop, boop. That should say type. And we need to put one of these on there. And let's neaten this up because this is ugly. Oh, up there we go. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we need a display name because we want to actually make, I don't want to have to, once we've got the post, I don't want to have to go back to the database and be like, oh, by the way, could you send me a, could you send me one of those things, you know what I mean? Could you send me a display name? I don't want to do that. I want to get it and save it with the file so we don't have to go back and do anything. So we're going to get the image, which is going to be equal to a string. This is actually going to be a base64 image, which we store into the database as a string. And then we need a description, which we're going to set. Again, there's also a string. And this required is actually going to be equal to false because this one is not required. And then we're going to have a timestamp. So when we actually upload this file, it's going to say type string. And it's going to say default date.now. And that's just going to get today's date. Okay, so now we've got that, let's now create, so we now actually have to create a model. So all we did there was set up the scheme for the, this should be a const model is equal to mongoose.model, and then we give it a name which is equal to post, and then we'll say post schema, so we've got to pass the schema through. And we'll go module.export is equal to model. So we've got to export this so we can access this in other files. So what we just did there is we created a schema which sets the types for each field we want in our database or our collection or what's it called? Dataset. I think it's you got a collection of documents. That's it. They're documents, and this is what's going to be in our document. The values we want in our document for the posts. And we've got this model, which basically is the actual model. So this is just a schema, how it's set up, and the model is actually the where it saves to, like, it's a post under posts, because it will make it plural. And then we're exporting it to actually use in a different file, which we're going to use in literally 1 second. So we're going to now create a controller.js. And in the controller, we actually want to get that model. So we're going to say model is equal to require, and then we're going to say /model. And it's that simple. So now we also need to get our web token. So we're going to say JWT is equal to JWT is equal to JSON web token, because we're going to need to decode a JWT we send back from our client. And let's go to user model, set this equal to require, and we'll say user/model. Wait, do we need a user model, or is it the... No, that is correct. We do need a user model because we need to actually get... we're actually going to need to use... Well, you'll see. And now we want to say module.exports, and we're going to export an object which is going to have some methods in it. And we're going to say new post is going to be our first method. So we're going to say rec.res, set this equal to, or we're going to use an arrow function, which is going to say let user ID equal JWT dot decode. So we're going to use JWT to decode the rec.body.auth token that we're going to send back from the database.id, because this is how we pass it along. If we, not index, ID. So if we go to our user and we go to our our controller, and when you log in, as you can see here, we give you we send a JWT to the server, which then has an ID value. So when we decode this, we're going to get back this object here. Alright, so yeah, we'll just go decode it and get the ID. And then after that, we need to actually get, so once we've got the ID, we actually need to get find by ID. And we're going to say user ID, so that's the ID we've just got. And then we're going to use a promise to get back a result. That is, you go use an arrow function. Whew, it's a mouthful. And then we're going to say, we're going to create a new post. So this is going to be a new model. which is actually a post model. And then we're going to say user ID is equal to user ID. Then we're going to say display name, which is going to be equal to result.forName. So we're going to use the user we get back, and then we're also going to append the surname to this. We're then going to set the image to be rec.body.image. So we're actually going to pass back or save the image, and then the description is going to be request.body.description. I think that's it. So we have user ID, display name, image, and description. So if we go to our model, you see we have user ID, display name, image, description, and timestamp. But this is going to get automatically set when we actually post it. So it's going to get the date when we post. Let's save that. So that actually sets the post. But now we need to do new post. So we actually have to save this. So this just sets it up ready. Now we have to run a save function on this, which then we can use a promise. Again, we'll get a result, and we'll say rest.send success, which will be equal to true, because we want to make sure we know it's correct, and then we're going to send back the result of what we get. So that's going to send back us the whole post, and then we're going to catch, in case there's an error, we're going to catch the error and say if error, we're just going to do a one-liner which says rest.send success equal to false, and error is equal to error. And now if we also, I want to bring this down one just because it's going to really bug me out. Let's bring this all up one and bring. Why are you offline? It feels like you're inline, but you're not inline, right? Oh, it's because this also gets pushed out. Right, yep, that makes sense. There you go, that's good. So now we've got the user model, we find a user, we then check if we get anything back, we will then say new post, and we'll send the post back, and then we'll save. If the user doesn't exist, I think actually we need to actually go, so in here I think we need to say if not result, we need to return, because basically we don't want to do anything if this doesn't exist. Actually, I guess we want to say return, but we also want to send something back to the surfer, basically like an error, but not an error. I will say not release, rest.send, and then we're going to say success false message is equal to user could not be found. Was not found. No user was found. No user was found, and we'll send that back to the server. Or to the client, sorry, not server. Okay, and I think that's it for this post here, the new post. So that's all we need for now. We're going to set up a get posts as well later, but now we need an index.js, and in here we're basically going to say we're going to get the router, which is going to require express.router. We're then going to say const controller is equal to require, and we're going to say /controller. And now we're going to add in router.post/new post, and then we're going to say controller.new post. And now we're going to say module.exports equal to router. Okay, so now we've got this all set up. It's still not going to work, so we need to go into our surfer and actually call this like we do here. So we're going to change this to routes post and change this to post. And then I'm going to copy this, I'm going to duplicate this, I'm going to change this to post, and this to be equal to our post router. So there we go, so now that's set. So now we have to do /post/new post, I believe. So if we go to here, yes, /new post to actually create a new post. So that's all we need to do for our node system now. That's all we need to do. That's all the setup we have done to actually save an image. Now we need to go over to the front end and basically set up the routes and everything for this. And I actually made a couple of mistakes in the Vue thing, which we need to go over and rectify. So let's head over there. So in our Insta client, we actually, actually no, we do need that. Let's minimize Vue for now. And I believe we made a mistake inside of store. So yes, so in this, I actually had this used to say this $dollar router, but this is only, you only need to do that if you're inside a .vue file. We actually just needed to import router, so you needed to import this router. So this would have made a mistake that the routes wouldn't have existed. You wouldn't have actually been able to log in. So you need to import router. We need to add in the router. And then we need to remove this $dollar from the front of router.push from both of this and this one down here. Just so you know, I already fixed it because I went through and had a look, so I noticed there was an issue. Well, someone pulled it up in a comment, so thank you for that. I think that was responsive. Your comment was appreciated. And also someone in the Discord brought it up too as well. Oh, a lot of people know it's my mistake. I don't want to talk about it. I think this one is fine. In main.js, did we have anything we needed to change? No, I commented on it, so I knew what I actually had to change. That's fine. Home.vue, again, looks fine. There was something we changed in this .vue, so post.vue, sorry. So this actually used to be canvas, which actually doesn't reference anything. So this actually worked, but it shouldn't have worked. I don't know why it worked, but it should have been this.canvas to actually get it to work. And also, we don't actually need a context here. We say let context. We don't actually need it. We could just do this to set the image. So I can remove these comments now. I just wanted you to know that I made a few mistakes. And oh, hello again. And I need to fix that, show you what I did wrong. I'm human, I make mistakes. Okay, so let's start off inside of our post route. So we're in here, and I want to just move these buttons. So when I hit capture, I don't want this cancelled to be up here. Oh, I keep pulling weird faces. Oh, that's also a creepy face. Let's just bam. There you go, black screen for you. So up here, we actually want to say, where's our buttons? So we've got our cancel button and our capture button. And we basically want to put these into a new buttons. So let's cut this and say .post buttons and paste in the two buttons. And we're also going to add enough buttons. So let's copy this and we're going to call this upload. And we're going to say this is equal to upload, and there's the upload button. So this looks right. Capture button, cancel button, upload button. And we also want to set a fee if to this. We want to say fee if not captured, this capture button will show. And there we go again, hello. So if we hit capture now, as you can see, we've got the new upload button and the other buttons. We then want to go down into our, where are we? So we've got these buttons. Oh yeah, we want to go into our SAS down here, and we want to say where capture button is. We want to set this equal to post buttons, because we just want to move the whole set of buttons. So nothing should change. So now if we hit capture, there we go. Our buttons are down here now where our other button is, our capture button is, which makes it a lot easier for us to actually find the buttons. Once we hit capture, we can just hit upload. Oh, awesome. So when we capture our post, and now let's take a cool selfie. What do we need? I have no item to take a photo of. Let's take a photo of this. There we go. It's what cool kids do, right? They put a PlayStation controller in front of their faces. Okay, so now we have this image, but basically we need an input here to add in a description. So let's go back up to our canvas. So this actually gets shown once our, what do you call this? This gets shown, the canvas gets shown when we actually capture, and this gets hidden, the video reference. But we actually want to go into where capture is, and we want to remove the class here, and we want to set the class on the capture here. And I think we also need to remove this capture because we don't use it. Just that. So we set a class called ShowHide. So when we hit capture, we now actually just hide this whole section if it's captured or not captured. And now we need an input here, which is going to have a fee model equal to description or desk. And down here, we're going to have a desk. This is our desk. Hit save. Let's go bring us back. Let's take another photo. We take a photo and it's missing. Where is it gone? You might ask, and I don't actually know. I can't remember. Where is it? Why is it always got to go missing for? Does not like me. So it should. Oh, that is it. We actually set our height, our canvas width to. I can't wait. Is that it? So in mounted, we have this reference, and we actually want to change the height of the canvas to be equal to window.inner width, so it's a square like we have for this here. So if we hit capture, and there we go, we got our input when we type this in. Nice. So that will bring that image up here, and then we've got a little thing. Let's actually add I did add this in. But let's add in a label, and we'll say for desk, and we'll give this an ID equal to desk and a name equal to desk, and then we'll say in here description, and we'll set that there, and we'll hit save. You're not going to refresh, are you? Okay, we'll do it manually. Let's hit capture, and there we go. We got it. So it says description, and we'll style it again. We are going to style this up later on. For now, this is just. We're building the app before we actually style it. That's how I like to think about things. So we have a description. Now, we'd add a description and we'll hit upload normally. So where we go down to our, if we go down to our methods, we want to add in a upload method. And I think where we've got upload yet, we've already got that. So if we go upload, we'll say let the API URL equal this.$store.state.api URL, because we actually already have this set. And now we want to say this.$HTTP. So we set up the Axios to work with the $HTTP prototype in Vue in the main.js, and we're going to say API URL plus post/new post, and then we're going to go auth token is equal to local storage. So remember, we saved it in local storage, and then .get item, and we're going to get our JWT. We're then going to say image equal to this.cap, because this is where we save the captured image to. Our description is going to be equal to this.desk. And our, oh no, yeah, that's correct, because we don't actually do our display name or anything here because it's done on the server side because it gets it from our auth token. So we're gonna catch this. So we're gonna say .then, and it's gonna have a response in it, which is gonna just console.log response for now. And I believe that actually might work. So if we hit save and we open up our terminal and actually pop it out, because that is way that's too much. And we have loads of errors. Let's refresh. I think they might disappear if we refresh. There goes the errors. Let's take a picture. We got a photo. Now let's add a description. We're going to say wide-eyed. Go hit upload, and there we go. We get back a result, which is data, and here we see we have a description, which is wide-eyed, a display name equal to Tyler Potts. The image, as you can see here, or if I copy that actually, I might actually be able to paste that into the browser, hit enter, and there we go. We got our image. So you can see we got an image actually saved as a string here. So if I hover over this, this is what it looks like. It's huge. The string is huge. Actually, it's 1.1 megabytes. But we've also got a timestamp and our user ID as well. So now we've got this back, we need to actually save this to our store, right? God, I look amazing. Oh, right, that's because it's there. So now also, once we've got this response back, we want to say this. Sorry, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong thing. We want to say this dot capture or captured is equal to false, because we want to say it back, and then we want to say this dot caps equal to an empty string. Sorry, bless me. This dot description needs to be equal to an empty string, and I think that is it. So that is saved there. Hey, let's take enough capture. Let's get the PlayStation control back again. There we go. We're going to now say PS4, and we're just going to say upload, and there we go. So now it brings it back. But in our, oh, I closed it, didn't I? In our dev tools, is it going to show it? Yeah. As you can see, we got another result, which this time should be the PlayStation 4. Yep, PlayStation 4 with my name there. We get back the image. Again, I could copy this image and pull it in here, and we should see the correct image. There we go. The correct image is there. And we get a timestamp and all that stuff. So that's cool. That's pretty cool. Let's have a look where we are. Header. And I believe we should now say store. Nope. This dot dollar store dot. Do we add it to there? Because no, not yet. Not yet. Let's get our canvas quickly. So let's let us go to our store. Sorry, I'm lost. And we can remove this feed now. We can leave this as an empty. So actually, we actually have all the stuff we needed here. Timestamp, user ID. But anyway, to feed. So we can close our feeds now, and we can create a new mutation, which will be a mutation which will be called get feed. Oh, that's not how I want to do it. And this will again pass through a state and a feed, because we're going to pull back a feed when we create this. And we're just going to say state.feed is equal to feed. And now if we go to our post, in our router.js, in our onReady statement, we want to say store.commit. Well, we don't actually. We want to do an Axios request. So we need to actually import Axios up here. So we're going to say import Axios from Axios. There we go. And now if we copy that, go down to our store, we say Axios.get, because it's a get request we're going to be making. We're going to say store.state.api URL. I think we have store. Yeah, we pass through our store here. API URL. Oh, I think I'm breaking stuff. API URL plus, and then we're going to say post/get post, which is going to be our route we are going to create. We're going to say .then, and we're going to get a response. Again, use an arrow function and say store.commit get feed, and then we're going to say response.data, which is the actual path to our data, and then we're going to do a catch to say error, and we're just going to say if error throw error. We'll handle that another time, or you can handle it now. Oh, I used the wrong way of writing a catch there. And now we shouldn't have got anything. We should actually got an error. So if we open up our DevTools here, yep, we can't actually connect to that. If we go to network, it should give us more accurate why we can't. There we go. Get post is 404. It doesn't exist because we haven't set it up in our Vue yet. So let's close all the client stuff for now. We don't need them. Let's close the Insta client and open back up Surfer. Actually, we don't need Surfer. Let's open up our controller.js, and in our controller.js we want to create a new method inside our little export here. So let's go in here and we're going to say get posts, which is going to have a request and a response passed through, and then there's going to be an arrow function. We're then going to say model dot find dot execute dot then I'm pretty sure we don't actually need the execute part. I just added it in for no reason. Dot result, and then we're going to say rest.send result. We're just going to pass the result straight back. I ain't done any error checking or anything because I am good at coding. But we can add it. We could add a catch function to catch an error and then just pass back the error and handle that. But for now, we're just going to get it so we can actually see it. And then in our index.js, we just want to duplicate this, say get posts, and this will be to get posts. Hit save, and that should set up our route. So now, if we go over here and we refresh our page, get post is still a 404. Why is it a 404? Okay, everyone, I've just realized what the issue is. So, remember, we are making a get request to this surfer. And in our index.js file, we're actually doing a post request. So we need to set this equal to get. I had this exact same issue the other day because I copied a function and I was just like, why isn't it working? It took me ever to figure out, and I just remembered. It's actually because I forgot to swap out the get with the post. So now, if we hit refresh, oh, look at that. We get all the stuff I was testing with the other night. And there we go. All our stuff is saved, except from our data. As you can see here, we're getting a nan. So we're getting a nan. We're getting passed back nans. We don't want nans, do we? We want... So this stuff here where you see the cola, this is because I did actually save a username. And that's why it's nothing. And then there's where there it is. Look, there's my name. But actually, we need to actually do something on the client side. So this isn't a server side issue. This is a client side issue. And if we go into our, is it home.view? And we pass back, yes it is. So sorry, this value here, where we get timestamp, we want to say timestamp is equal to new number, which will convert timestamp, because timestamp would be a string, into a number. If we hit save, as you can see, we now get the correct date. And for the newer ones we did, wide-eyed, and there we go, from me. So if we create a new post and we capture, I haven't got anything, hand, I'm going to call this hand, and we hit upload, we go back to home and we go to the bottom. Oh yeah, we hadn't set that up yet, have we? We need to refresh. Hand, there we go. So that is correct, that is nice. And now, let's say if we log out and we go to sign up and we create a new account, we're going to call this one, who should I give a shout out to? My bro, Liam. And it's going to be Liam at liam.com. Yep, that's his real email. Spam him all you want. It's not really. Password is super secure. It's 1234. You use it for everything. Hit register. And there we go. We can see all those. Although we lost the header and the bottom there. I'm not sure why, actually. I kind of want to know. I'll have to check that out in a second. Let's hit post. Let's create a new post. And I ain't got anything. We've got here, the Elder Scrolls. Capture. Games. Now if we hit upload, we go back to home, refresh, because we need to set that up. We'll set that up in a minute. And we go to the bottom. Now it says Liam created the post. So as you can see, the name system is all working. And this stuff is saved to the database. So no matter how many times I refresh, it's all going to be set in the date. It's all going to be correct. The only issue I can see here is it's not sorting them by date. And we need it to sort it by the timestamp. So if we come over to our store, we could do we could do it in two ways. It's probably better to do it from the database, but we can also do it from here. And where we have our get feed, we could actually say feed is equal to feeds.sort, and then we can pass through a function with A and B, and we can say we'll say return a.timestamp minus b.timestamp, and this should return, so I think I need to do it B minus A instead of the other way around. Let's hit save. Refresh, let that loads, everything loads up. And there we go, kind of. Although this timestamp... Wait a second. I took this yesterday, and this one's coming first, but it's not coming first. Does that make sense? Oh, is it because I don't have a name on it? Is it broken? So Liam's is there. This is incorrect. It's correct per day, although it's not correct. Correct? This one's incorrect. This one's correct, then that one. So, wait. No, because it's Liam. Oh, I'm losing my mind, guys. It's probably easier to do it from the database anyway. But this is one way you can sort it, although I think my timestamps are broken. So, enough way we need to sort this is if we go to... Oh, what am I doing? If we close all this and we go to our... Let's close our Insta client. And we go to our controller here. The result we get before we send it back, we want to say result is equal to result.sort, and now we'll say, again, we'll have a function which has A and B, and we'll say return b.timestamp minus a.timestamp. And this should return the correct stuff, right? Oh, there's a new post. Sorry, my bad. We're in the wrong section. This needs to be down here. Hit save. Refresh this. And it's in the correct order again. Weird. I feel like it's the timestamp is not correct. Maybe the timestamp isn't correct. Let's have a look how we save it. So when we save it, we set a default value in model to date.now. So actually, I might try setting the timestamp in here and say date.now, or we can go new date.time without that, right, I believe, and this should return us, it should actually be equal to get time, to get the time in milliseconds. Hit save, and that should actually get us the correct date now. We could do date.now, but which actually should be the correct way. So maybe date.now we should use. Let's create a new post and see if it comes to the top. So let's hit post. We're going to go, and we'll just go call it wacky. Hit upload, go home, hit refresh. And there we go, that comes top. So why? I think because when we set the timestamp in the Mongo, it doesn't set the time, it just sets the date, which means these can come in any order, which is weird. But if we set it correctly in the controller, then it works. So we'll stick with the controller way of doing it. It's kind of weird, but I like it. It's fine. And now let's crack on. So we've got that. We can now upload, which is awesome. So that is all we're going to get on to in this video. It's uploading images, and I hope you enjoyed that. Uploading and displaying images. In the next video, I think we're going to focus on the profile page to just display your own images. And then we're going to style it up in the video after that, guys. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel like